Welcome back to Satisfactory version 1, episode 12 today, where we're gonna do versatile frameworks. We're gonna start playing with trucks properly, and there's a lot of research we want to do. Let's dive right in, but first, big thanks to all of you that are watching, liking and commenting, and a special thanks to Dima, who has joined as a YouTube member after watching the beginning of this series. So let's dive again right in, and as I said, as you can see also on the side, we have a lot of research we want to do. Why? Because in the last episode we did steel, right? If you missed it, check in the video description below. But yeah, we did the steel beams and steel pipes, and therefore there's a lot of things now that we can do. In the alien megafauna, we can do, for example, this one. I'm just seeing I'm missing those, but don't worry, they're here. I'm also going to deliver this and that while I'm here. Okay, let's deliver that too and take these guys. Okay. So yes, we're gonna be able to do this one, which will give me one more hand slot. So it's one more slot. That's great. It doesn't cost that much anyway. Done. Ada, what are you gonna say?
Expanded. No alien organisms were harmed during the creation of this tool belt.
I don't believe you. Last one is gonna require some crystal oscillators and high-speed connectors, so we're not fully ready, and frankly, it's not that important to be able to scan for enemies. I don't really care. So let's move to the next one. And that is a big one, the SAM fluctuators. So we're gonna research this one for sure. It takes some SAM, oops, here it is.
SAM fluctuator recipe unlocked. The fluctuator can mimic unique communication through patterns of electric frequencies to instruct reanimated SAM to perform specific tasks or give specific restrictions, such as matter to energy conversion.
Okay.
It can also function as matter memory, reading the exact composition and state of a collection of matter in one location, breaking it down, and near instantly reconstructing it in another location, which has incredible potential for smart storage.
Yes.
Your threads should solid
Oh.
tapestry, matter, and mind and melody.
Okay. I still don't get anything, but so with this we're gonna be able to do the dimensional depot, and on this side also the electricity with the power augmenter. This is using our reanimated SAM that we started to produce a couple of episodes ago, and those steel pipes. So we're gonna get into this one in a second, but first let's continue on our way. We have the power pole Mark II. Let's definitely do this, taking 300 of Caterium wire, but remember we have started to automate these ones too.
Power pole Mark II unlocked. This provides additional power connections compared to the power pole Mark I. Zipline unlocked. When equipped, the zipline facilitates travel along power lines, regardless of whether the line is powered. Note, based on previous Pioneer events, Fixit recommends not using ziplines during thunderstorms and typhoons.
They're crazy.
Drinking coffee. Stun rebar ammo unlocked. This applies a moderate electric charge to the target, capable of stunning small creatures and moderately delaying larger ones.
Sure.
This is quite atomically exciting.
And lastly, the AI limiter. We're gonna unlock this one in the future, but it's good to get it right away, costing again a bit of cool wire and a bit of copper sheet. And don't worry, I will buy this, I will make the zipline and use it in the future.
Research completed. AI limiter recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
So we have done this one. We've started the other one, but let's actually see what can we do here. Going to our crafting bench, right, we could actually start some SAM fluctuators using again the same resources. We could also where is it? Over here, start a couple of AI limiters, and I actually do want to. I want to create 10 so that we can do the smart splitters. So let's do that for a second. Actually, I will see you in a second after I make a couple of these and a couple of SAM fluctuators. Okay, so here it is. We can go back to the Caterium, right? And while we could potentially do also the power switch with 50 AI limiters, I don't really need a power switch right away. It will be useful in the future, but I don't really need it right away. What I do want is a smart splitter. This one is really powerful. I will show you. It does cost AI limiters to actually build it, which is why I made a few more than 10, but that's gonna be useful.
Smart splitter unlocked. The smart splitter offers advanced settings that can improve conveyor belt logistics.
Exactly. I wouldn't have said it better. Then we can finally also do a couple of these. So we can do that one even if it's not gonna really give us much.
Potential for harnessing alien energy completed. Fixit has identified 2 development tracks requiring additional research to integrate Summersloops safely and efficiently into Fixit technology.
The loop organ contains scripture, contains instruments to compose symphonies of root and rot and recycling.
Root and recycling.
Revolution and revolution.
What?
I see. It seems we truly are building understanding.
I'm not. I'm not. So yes, we unlock with this both the production amplifier, which is a really cool one, but will take 50 circuit boards. So you could find a couple of those circuit boards near a hard drive, near dropship, but I haven't yet, and I don't want to go there just for this. And similarly for this one, it requires a computer, so we're gonna wait just a bit before we can do this. On the other hand, we can actually do the dimensional depot uploader as soon as I remember to take one mesosphere. So let's do the mycelia for fabric, where it takes 100 of biomass and 25 of mycelia. We have that. Remember on top at the north or south of the Dune Desert, we started to see a lot of mycelia.
Research completed. Fabric recipe unlocked. New mycelia research available.
Yeah. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. So we can indeed do a couple of these. This will be super useful, the gas mask, so that we can go into places where there is sulfur gas in the air that makes you lose your health and not lose your health. This is another recipe. We don't really need it right now. And one more hand equipment, that's always good. And the parachute, so that when we fall, we can actually open the parachute and not die. This will require us to make a couple of these fabric, right? So we're gonna do that a bit later. And then lastly, this one here requires some rotors that stators that we don't have yet. Nutrients, we can actually do it. It just requires a bit more of wires, so I'll get that. Here we're stuck. I think here we could do that, but it's not that important. We're a bit stuck on these ones. And then sulfur, I can definitely do some, so let's get some sulfur. So I need one mesosphere. Let's take them all actually. We need also the sulfur, and we said we need some wires. And the closest are unfortunately pretty far. So I'll see you in a second. And we can do another dimensional depot, which is definitely one of the big things of version 1. I'll show you in a second.
Dimensional depot unlocked. SAM can be utilized to deconstruct matter down to its chemical elements in one dimension, and the Mercer sphere allows it to be transferred and stored in another. Once parts are fed into the dimensional depot, they can be accessed by the Pioneer inventory and build gun system at any time, anywhere.
We see through the window. It is pathetic. Consume more blood.
Human
Glass will not shatter. The metal will not bend. The wood will not splinter.
Weave. What does that mean?
Research shows potential for processing planetary nutrients for Pioneer benefit. Nutritional inhaler research available. Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available. Research completed. Experimental power generation research options are now available. These may enhance performance of other fuel sources. Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous.
Okay, so we've done a couple, right? We have the dimensional, I'm show you in a second. We have the nutrients over here. I have unlocked now the possibility to do the nutritional inhaler. This will require 10 berry, 4 pal berries, and 2 bacon garlic. I think we have that, so let me get it in a second. But before, I want to show you that in sulfur, we've started to unlock the black powder. So now I can try to start making black powder. We're gonna do that in this episode, don't worry. With that, with those black powder, we could start getting the Nobelisk to be able to explode things, so that's great. There's also this hand equipment there, but it will require the advanced steel that we don't have yet. I have also had the rifle there. I really want to get there. For me, the rifle is the best weapon in the game for sure, but it does require many things we don't have right now, like rubber and motor. I can't do it yet. I have also started on this right leg here, which is advanced power, because first we can transform our coal into compacted coal. So it's sulfur plus coal makes better coal. But then more importantly, we're going to be able to get turbo fuel. And then there is also two new type of fuel there that didn't exist before. We are not ready yet for it, right? We need to first get the fuel, but still it will come pretty soon. So let's just get here these two. Yeah, we have enough of it, no problem. Let's actually take also that while we're at it. So we can research quickly. Nutrients done. And that will be our first actually leg that will be completely finished. As you can see, it says completed. Nice.
Nutritional inhaler recipe unlocked. Using this inhaler will restore health and also gives your skin a radiant glow that is connected to well-being and probably not radioactivity.
Okay, and by the way, on the dimensional depot, we can also upgrade it further. We can upgrade the speed for the upload, and you know, it does cost quite a few. As you can see, 3 Mercer Sphere and quite a few of SAM too, and then even more, 7, 13, 23, right? And oh, it's only increased by 6%. That's not really a lot. And then you can also increase the stack. So how many different, you know, this is a stack, right? So how many stack of this can you have? By 1 here, by 1, by 1, by 1, but it costs again more and more. So we're not going to do that right away. I am more interested to see, should we build one? We have everything it takes to build one. Now, where I guess a good one to start will be the limestone or the concrete, right? Because that's definitely something you always need. So let me just put it there as a simple one. Dimensional depot. So it costs again 1 Mercer Sphere for each, right? So you have to be quite smart on do you want to build one or not? But here it is. We go in. And so this, right, is going to put, these items are going now inside, right? They're starting to go inside, starting to be uploaded. And what's really cool is that now, if I go into my inventory, I have my normal inventory there, but I also have the concrete. My concrete slowly but surely is increasing. Again, right now it's only 500, only 1 stack at the maximum, but in the future, if I do more research, I can get to more than this. And I can basically use these anywhere I am. Anywhere in the world, I can start using it. You can also choose if when I build something, let's say, you know, I'm going to build now one of these, should I use first my inventory or should I use first the depot? By default, it's taking the depot, but you can, you know, click on this button there to take from my inventory first. You decide. But yeah, this is really powerful. We're definitely going to want to do this going forward, especially for the basic resources, but even for advanced one, that can be really powerful. Okay, so that is basically a couple of these. We've done SAM. Oops. We've done Caterium nicely. We've done Mycelia, we've done nutrients. Oh, no, sorry, no. I forgot Power Slug because... Wait, I forgot to also click right button. But yeah, I found a power slug that is pink. I found it over there. Because most of the pink ones are actually hidden in caves and things like this where you need obelisk. But this one there wasn't. It was just in the middle of nowhere. It was protected, but it wasn't too bad. You know, I got there no problem. So there's definitely one more research we can do now, which is in the power slug. Oh, we need just a few more modular frames. That's okay. I have some just here. It's gonna take a second. Oh no, these ones are the rotors. Sorry, my bad. It's here then. And then yeah, we're gonna want to do a sulfur factory. That's my next goal, so that we can automate some of these. New recipe like the black powder, and in the future that will be also compacted coal, but let's start with the black powder. Okay, let's do that. Go for it and research. Then we'll be able to transform them into power shards, right? And we have the final one here, which is how to make power shards.
Slugs seem to be near the end of their life cycle and have a significant amount of potential energy stored.
Yes.
It is a good thing fix it does not waste. Purple power slugs can now be processed into power shards.
Good. So yes, in the future we'll also be able to make synthetic power shards, so power shard out of nowhere, if you wish, not out of power slugs. But this will require time crystal. We're not there for that. It's gonna take a bit more time. Going over here, you can see now we have the nutritional inhaler. So instead of using the protein from the animal that are killed, we can now use some of these berries to make also. So let's definitely do that. I cannot make that many because I only have 4 bacons, but that's something. We could also not make the zipline, but now we can actually. It's easy. Let's make one Dino Zapper, and now we can make a zipline. That will go, of course, in my inventory. We can make stun rebar instead of normal rebar. Let's go for it. So it's cool to show you this. And then we could also potentially start making the black powder ourselves. Actually, let's make some, because it's not like I need to keep that in my inventory. So let's make I'll make it offline. I'll make it offline. So we're done with these. We're done with this. So we're gonna want to make a sulfur factory before we move to the versatile framework. So where is sulfur? All right. We can see that there is sulfur actually not too close, but there is some we will be able to find. And by the way, we don't know what is happening here. It is just, I know there is some stuff to find there. So I've put some elements. So yes, we have sulfur here, we have sulfur there, and we have sulfur there. And these are pretty much the closest ones. So this is normal, this is pure, and this is pure. So the question is, where do we make it? We probably want to have coal close by too. So we do have coal there and there, but it's already used. And then I know there is coal there, but we're gonna use it for something else. So I think we have to go to the next coal, which is somewhere over here. And again, I think we have sulfur just next to it too. So I think that would be a good place for us to make a new small factory of coal and sulfur. So at the beginning, that can be really focused on black powder. And then later on, we can use it for compacted coal and things like this. So let me go there, and I'm gonna take, of course, some resources with me, and I'll see you there. Okay, so we have arrived close to the edge of the map actually, and we have started a base. We have a node of sulfur over here. Let's check it. It's a normal node, but I have boosted it, overclocked it, right, to get to 120. We're making 120. I do need to upgrade some of these belts. I think, yeah, perfect. And this one too. I think this one is already level 2, perfect. And here. And then is that level 2? Yes, perfect. And it's level 2, perfect. So we're bringing 120 of sulfur. And then on the other side there, I know these stairs are ugly, sorry, I'm gonna fix that soon. We're bringing 120 of coal. We actually have to log down. There is 2 coal deposit, one here, one there. And yes, I know I didn't put it on the grid, sorry. But there's 2, we're only using 1 because this one is a pure node. So that is perfect. It gives us 120, and we're bringing up with this elevator here. Perfect. Bringing all of this, and then that's gonna go into all of these assemblers. How many do we have? We actually have 8 of them because each of them is taking 15 of coal and sulfur. So 15 times 8, that is indeed 120. All right. They're going. To get full now that the sulfur is actually slowly but surely already coming. Yeah, this one is full, for example. This one is getting there. And then we merge all of this here. Now we're actually making 30 for each, right? So we cannot merge them all on the same belt. We have to merge on 2 belts. And that's okay. So these ones, they go together. All right, we have 4 that go together, that's 120. And then we have the next 4, they're going to go next to it. So let's put it over there. Perfect. Now, theoretically, I don't need, you know, Mark II over there, but that's okay, we can keep it. So it is, we're making now a lot of this black powder. And this is actually also the perfect use case, in my opinion, for the dimensional. I mean, there's two perfect use cases, I think, for the dimensional depot. One is the very basic resource where you need a ton of them all the time, like concrete or, you know, the iron plate or the belt that you're making right now. If, you know, if I'm making a lot of belt Mark II, I'm gonna get a lot of need a lot of reinforced iron plates. So this is the first use case. The second is for something like the black powder. You don't really want to have like a train or a truck to automate bringing this from here, which is quite far, and it's a bit of a mess, right? It's not like you can easily have a road unless you put the road very high to go all the way there. So you don't want to bring it, but you also want to have it available whenever you need it. So having a dimensional depot here is perfect, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here, and here we have the space for that, right? So we're going to build actually a couple of things. First, we're going to build, where is it? Organization, a storage container for, I'm going to build two actually, because we have those two belts, right? In the future, we'll get the bigger industrial containers where you can put on top of each other, but yeah, it's fine. So we're gonna have those two, and then what we're gonna do is that this one is gonna go directly there. So this is sort of always going to fill and getting uploaded. This one is a good reserve to have in case we do need a lot of reserves. And then what we're gonna do is also use our first smart splitter. So let's put it over here. Hopefully it works. No, it didn't work. Sometimes it works to put it directly on it. Sometimes it doesn't. Don't ask me why. I think it's mostly due to clipping. If there's sometimes some clipping doesn't work, but anyway. Oh, that is not great. Sorry. Let's fix that better. So we're gonna align that smart splitter here. Okay. We're going to connect here and there. And this is the priority, you know, the priority is go here, but then I'm gonna say overflow. So basically, if this is full, then you're gonna go in that direction. What are you going to do in that direction? You guessed it, an awesome sink, because this is definitely going to give us quite a bit of points. It's gonna take some time before it gets there, but that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, not the most beautiful or amazing factory. Let's take to the sky so you can see it a bit better. Well, it is important, and you know, obviously we can then expand later on, for example, in that direction or up, to transform this black powder into something else, maybe into an obelisk, for example. And that's also why I put two lines, to be honest. It's like I know maybe I'm gonna use this black powder for something else in the future, and then keep this one going, etc. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Don't hesitate to tell me if you have any questions or thoughts. There's not that much sulfur on the map, so that's also was for me important to use one of the sulfur that's maybe really far, because I'm not going to use it for anything else. As a new day starts, we have moved a bit north, right? We used to be just over here. We created the sulfur or the black powder factory there. Now a bit north to it, we are over here. And in particular where, you know, there is this crevasse with a bit of water at the bottom. We're getting quite close to the edge of the map. This is places where I found that there was something to blow up. So when we have no obelisk in the next episode, like we can blow them up. But we are here, and I've placed some foundations, some miners, nothing else yet. This is where we're going to build our versatile framework factory, right? Our next objective into this mission, versatile framework factory. And then we're even going to take some trucks to bring those versatile framework into the elevator. So what do we need? Well, we basically are going to need some coal. We have coal over there, and we're gonna need iron. We have iron over here and over there. To be very precise, I'm gonna need to make 120 of steel ingots and 60 of iron ingots. So that basically means 120 of coal, 180 of iron in total. This is the buildings, right? We're gonna need one assembler for the versatile framework. That's gonna make 5. We're gonna need 1.5, so basically 2 with 1 underclocked for the modular frame. one a bit underclocked for the reinforced iron plate, right? And then constructors for all of this. So as always, feel free to screenshot those numbers, but that's what we're going to be building. So yes, we have this iron there, that's normal. This iron there is also normal, but I'm overclocking it. So this way we have 120 here, which is going to, go up there. We're going to have this elevator level 2, go that side. And that's going to merge with the coal here. So here, this is where we're going to make our steel elements, right? Versus at the bottom here, this is where we have a basic iron. So with this basic iron, this is where we're going to make, the things like more kind of screws, etc. So let's dive right in. And here we are, ladies and gents. The miner is still there, right? The first one. Second is still there, but we have now a lot more things. We have our entire factory. Welcome to Demos factory that is producing a versatile framework. 5 per minute to be precise. We have only one of those assemblers, but it's already quite a few buildings that needs, to support this. We need over here, right, the steel beams and modular frames. So steel beams is coming from over here, modular frames coming from down. So steel beams, we need 2 of these, right, at 100%. That requires 120 of these steel ingots. So this is definitely a Mark II. We have 3 of these foundry. 1 is slightly underclocked, so that it works at, perfectly. You can see they're all green. This is using, as I said earlier, right, this coal in the back. So we have those 2 coal miner, they get merged and it goes inside here. We have one of our first logistic floor. This is something where nothing is happening except you can see belt. You can see the coal coming from this side, right, and going up. And then here there is no clipping, as you can see, but it was a bit tight. In a normal one, you would definitely leave a bit more space, so you can do that a bit more properly, but it works, there's no clipping at all. So this is the iron, 122, so Mark II, coming from the other side, right? And again, it goes into those elevators on top. We also have over here, and again, no clipping. I made sure it's close, but it's fine. We have all of those modular frames that are coming from there, right? You have also some space here. We'll talk about it in the future. This is where the iron is coming from, right? Remember, you have there that miner downstairs, this elevator, and it goes inside. I've put doors everywhere. I've also put, those stairways again, so you can easily go around. And in the back, I can also show you, we have the same here. There is, a door if you want to get inside the factory here. There's, some windows, some pathways. So it's pretty cool. Again, pretty simple, right? Mostly squares. There's not tons of design, especially because we don't have tons of customization yet, but it works, right? It works really well. So that's what's happening, on this side. And then at the bottom, this is where we're making those modular frames that are then being sent where I just showed you in 1 second ago, right? So how do we make those modular frames? Where we actually need, in this case, 2 assemblers. One is at 100%, one is at 25%. It takes reinforced iron plates and iron rod. So we have the reinforced iron plate that is just here. All right, it is completely underclocked. It goes here at level 0, here, there, and continues over here, right? All of these are working 100% because it's the perfect ratio. And it also takes some rods. Those rods are level 3 over here. It actually goes all the way over there. Then to make the reinforced iron plates, we need the iron plates and the screws. So that's what's coming over here. You have the plates that are coming there, and you have the screws that are coming here. Again, this is 2. One is at 100%, one is underclocked. So it's the exact right amount. It is made out of rods, right? So we have this rod here. This is 11.25. This is exactly what you need for those screws, while there is another next to it that is at 100%, which is so 15, and that one goes directly, it goes at level 3, it goes directly into those assembler. And again, this is exactly what we need. So everything is calculated perfectly. And then lastly, we have, as I mentioned, the 2 iron plates, one at 100% and one underclocked. And you're going to see that each of them is linked to a smelter. You could have had less smelters, but this way they really link at a perfect productivity. Here I'm producing 3.75. I'm using 3.75. This one is 100%, so we're using everything. This one, I think we're using, 50%, and same for this one, I think it's 11.25. So it's exactly what's needed. And then it comes, from the miner here. Okay, we have also stairs there if you want to go to the coal, But yeah, that's basically the factory. So again, pretty rectangular, right? I'm not gonna lie, there's not tons of customization, but it works perfectly. Everything is green, right? Magnificent. Love it, love it. And there's still some interesting, design. Now the key thing is we're gonna want to get these guys all the way to our elevator. We're gonna use our tractors with the truck station. Now this is pretty big. It could, fit here, but then they can't turn. So what we're gonna do is probably put it over here at the really entrance of the factory, like over there. And then we're gonna have the truck go all the way there. Now, one thing that's very important though is the truck requires some fuel. So we're gonna need some coal. The good thing is there is one more coal mine in the back that I haven't used. I could also just underclock, one of the two that we're using, but I think this way that makes it super clean is those two coal mines are used for, the steel, and then we have a third coal mine there that are gonna be dedicated to fueling my truck. So we're gonna take this and send it there. This is why we have this hole here. I'm gonna bring, the resources there, bring them all the way to the end there, and then we'll be able, to build this. So let me build this and I'll see you in a sec. So Dima's factory is still working, but over here you can see the coal that I said come from the back, goes all the way here, and it's gonna go up and inside one truck station. Now for a truck station, right, you're talking about 15 modular frames, 20 rotors, and 50 cables. It also costs electricity. You need to connect it to electricity, otherwise it doesn't work. And then you have 5, input outputs. You have actually 3 inputs and 2 outputs. So this one is for the fuel. You can see fuel here, so you can feed something like coal. It could also be, biofuel. It can be in the future actual fuel. Then you have 2 inputs here. These are the same. It's just so that you can feed more if you want, right? Let's say this belt is what? This is a Mark 1, so it's 60 per minute. I can put another 60 per minute here if I want. And then these two are the outputs, right? So let's say I deliver something, then I want to output it. It's over here, these two. This is, the inventory, right? You can see the fuel. There is some fuel there, great. And you can choose, should it be loading or unloading? This one, we're gonna load this thing. And then I basically build the same close to the elevator where we're gonna want to unload, all right? It's good to leave some space. The tractor is actually not that big, but the truck later will become bigger. So what you do then is we're going to open the record menu with Q, and we're gonna say start recording. Right, then we can hide it and we're going to start, and it creates some paths, right? So this is the start, then it's gonna go here. I'm gonna press F to load. It's gonna take a bit of time. The animation is slightly broken, but it's fine. And now we can go, and we're gonna want to deliver. Now you can have perfect roads all over your city, and we will definitely build some later on with blueprints, but you also can just drive like this on the dunes, as long as there's a pass, it works. Maybe we'll go there. I haven't really planned my road in advance, because as I said, I didn't build an actual road, but as long as you're doing something not too crazy, we should be fine. The important thing is really to have enough coal or enough fuel to do the whole loop. Okay, so it's going, we're almost there. As you can see, I built another ramp there. I forgot to put some foundation at the bottom of the ramp, but it's fine. Up, damn it. Oh, that is bad. But that enables me to show you something, is that you can actually delete, you can restart, or you can also delete some of these. So we're going to actually go there first, and then I'm going to change some of these. So it is, we have arrived. Now we're going to unload. While this is happening, let me go here and fix this mess. So we're going to take this one and delete it. Yep, this one too, delete. So that was a bit when I made a mess, right? So we're deleting these nodes. There's 2. So go here. Okay, this one too. Perfect. So now we're gonna come, maybe let's delete that one too. Yep. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna go there and directly on top. Perfect. And now this is not finished, right? I've only done half of the way. We need to go back in and continue, and in a sense, just do the same thing. Or you can do a completely different road and you could have multiple stops, right? So it doesn't have to be just, whoops, 2 stops. You can have more than 2. I need to make sure, I mean, you can see the docking station on my compass at the top, right? I need to make sure to not miss it. Sometimes there's gonna be enemies, just be careful. They can create some problems. So the trucks are not 100% fails, you know, foolproof. They can have some issues from time to time, but they are also super useful and super cool. That's why I wanted to show you. Okay, we're gonna need to turn a bit there. Make sure we get back to the ramp. Up. And you can see the starting point here. This is the idea. You need to go back all the way to the starting point. And now we have created a path. So we can save it, give it a name. We're gonna say this is Versatile Framework 1. I may have another in the future, right? And now, very importantly, we're gonna just say enable autopilot. And we're gonna leave. And so now this thing is gonna follow all of these things on its own. All right, here it is, gets delivered. You can check, you know, there's a couple, whatever has been produced while I was away, which is not tons, but still better than nothing. Waits a bit of time, and you can choose that time here. You know, is it 10 seconds? Yeah, it's not bad, it's 10 seconds. And then it's gonna go all the way there. Alright, we're gonna run fast there and see who arrives first. I will probably arrive first because, you know, I made some strange turns here and there. But on the long term, and especially if there was like a straight highway, it would definitely go faster than me. But right now, I think I'm winning, which is good because I want to show you, you know, when we arrive there, what happens, like basically the delivery of those versatile framework. I know we already have some, you can see it in the top corner, right? We've already delivered almost 200 now. This is what has been building up while we were, you know, cleaning this factory. Okay, we're almost there. There was also one node over here that maybe we want to delete. Where was it? When I made a strange turn here. Let's delete that one. Up, delete. I did jump quite high there. That's funny. And yeah, I think I'm the first. Hamad is just behind me, right? And this one, this was too long. Let's say 20 seconds. That's already enough. Okay, so it's arriving and it's gonna deliver, right? And so now we have even more here, and they're going to go into this belt and into the space elevator. I'm going to. So with this, we've already finished smart plating, right? We are going to finish this one. I mean, it's gonna take time. We're only making 5 per minute, right? But we do have a third one that we have to do, and we haven't even unlocked that one. So let's quickly check out what is going to be required there before we conclude. Don't hesitate to tell me, of course, if you have any questions on the trucks, also on this new versatile framework factory. I'm pretty happy how it turned out. It is all Mark 1 miners and it still works really well at 100%, making 5 per minute. It's pretty cool here. Okay, so going back into our hub, we can see here that we finished tier 3, but we didn't start tier 4. So definitely gonna want to move to tier 4. There's gonna be the blueprint designer, logistics Mark 3, so we can increase to 270. There's gonna be the advanced steel, and this is where we see the automated wiring that we're gonna want. We can actually do that in the next episode. We have all of these resources. There is also power storage, and lastly hypertube. We cannot do the last 2 yet because it requires encased industrial beams, but the first 3 we can do in the next episode, at the beginning of the next episode, no problem. So I hope you're excited with this. Do tell me again if you have any questions, comments, and I hope to see you next time.